Good, happy Thursday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Thursday evening edition of Good Evening, New Hampshire. It is April 16, 2020. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of Good Evening, New Hampshire. We have a little bit of everything for you in this program. But first, we're going to begin with the news. Let's begin with local news. First up, all New Hampshire schools will continue remote learning for the rest of the school year, Governor says. Decision made to prevent spread of COVID-19. All public and private schools in New Hampshire will remain closed for the rest of the school year, and students will continue remote learning, the governor announced today. Governor Chris Sununu said the decision was not easy, but he said it was necessary to prevent the transmission of COVID-19. That's what we're going to do, continue with remote learning through the end of the school year, he said. Sununu said allowing students back in the classroom would increase the risk of a symptomatic transmission of coronavirus, which students could then bring home to their parents and grandparents. He said New Hampshire has implemented remote learning well, describing the state as the golden standard in the country. But he noted there will be challenges, and the experience of some students, notable high school seniors, will be very different than previous classes. Graduation is not going to look like it does for them, as it did for maybe their friends that had come before them, Sununu said. Senior prom, those kind of things are unfortunately going to look very, very different. Sununu called for developing initiative ways to handle graduation and summer programs. All spring sports have also been canceled. The governor said schools should develop plans to help students in September who were unable to keep up with their studies in remote learning environments. When we go to enter into September, it's not going to look like a normal September, Sununu said. We need to make sure if there are gaps, if there are children who didn't complete or get far enough along with their curriculum, as we had hoped, that we have the resources there to fill in those gaps, to help them catch up. So they're going to be new norms all along the way. He also acknowledged the stress that remote learning and social distancing in general has placed on Granite Staters. I couldn't be more proud of citizens of this state, Sununu said. Education Commissioner Frank Edelblut urged teachers to keep students focused even though they won't be returning to school buildings this year. We want districts and principals and teachers to use as much flexibility as possible when it comes to grading, he said. One thing we've appreciated that the grading and assessment that can be done in classroom is very different than it can be done in remote learning. It's a completely different atmosphere, a completely different situation for these students. And now let's take a look at your COVID-19 information, what you need to know. And here is a look at that COVID-19 information, what you need to know. There are 1,211 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. 648,788 number of people in the United States who have tested positive. 34 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire, 187 number of people who have been hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Hampshire, and 30,920 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. This map of New Hampshire shows where cases of COVID-19 are in towns and cities in New Hampshire. In Fitzwilliam, 1 to 4 cases of COVID-19. This graph here shows new cases each day in New Hampshire. In the purple, daily new positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, new hospitalizations. And in the red are the deaths. And your common symptoms: fever, cough, and difficult breathing. How it spreads, and prevention tips. Be sure to stay with the Riley King Network for the latest of your COVID-19 information. 17 bodies found inside New Jersey nursing home aimed COVID-19 pandemic. New Jersey's Attorney General is now investigating that facility. Coronavirus updates. New York extends shutdown to May 15th in coordination with other states, Cuomo says. And today's biggest developments. New York extends shutdown in coordination with Northeast states. UK will stay on lockdown for the next 3 weeks. Midwest governors form coalition to reopen their states. New Jersey governor outraged that bodies of dead piled up at nursing homes. And now let's switch gears and go into business news. That was national news we just did. Now we're going into business news. In your business news, let's take a look and see how your U.S. stock market closed this evening. And here's a look at how that U.S. stock market closed for all of you this evening. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the green and up. Your Nasdaq closed in the green and up. S&P 500 closed in the green and up. Gold closed in the red and down. Oil closed in the green and up. U.S. 10-year closed flat. Eurostat USD closed in the green and up. And VIX closed in the red and down. Dow features RIP 700 points higher aimed report gland drug showing effectiveness treating coronavirus. U.S. stock futures surged on Thursday night after a report said Gland Science drug was showing effectiveness in treating the coronavirus. The move pointed to a jump for stock market for Friday. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go to weather and traffic. We're going to begin with the weather first. Your weather right now is mostly cloudy, 42 degrees. And your weather for tonight, cloudy skies early, followed by a mixture of light rain or snow overnight. Low 33 degrees, winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of precip 80%, snowfall around 1 inch. And now let's take a look at your traffic. And here's a look at the traffic this evening. Not a bad ride out on those New Hampshire roadways. Some medium-paced spots throughout New Hampshire and some slowdowns in New Hampshire as well over here. Otherwise, smooth sailing pretty much. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into New Hampshire Life. In tonight's New Hampshire Life segment, Baltimore man first COVID-19 patient discharged from Lakes Region General Hospital. Family awaiting to greet him. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
family members eager to see Robert White stood outside Lakes Region General Hospital as he beat COVID-19. His father in his 90s, front and center with a big sign.
There is hope. It's not always, not always bad.
Robert's daughter Heidi, more than 4,000 miles away in North Pole, Alaska, says she has felt helpless for the past 16 days after her dad was admitted, finding out he was positive for the virus after coming down with flu-like symptoms.
It's so hard not to be able to get on a plane, to be able to go see him. So that's been my hardest thing, because you just want to be there for the family.
Her father, intubated on a ventilator, could have no visitors, but Heidi says staff at the hospital made communication possible through FaceTime phone calls. And Wednesday, this victory walk through the hospital doors, emotional for everyone.
I think we all filled up with tears as we were watching this from our windows and that, as we saw the staff leaving, and it was just wonderful.
Robert is now at home resting. Heidi, sending out a heartfelt thank you to the medical staff, is now counting the days until the crisis is over. She can fly home and hug her dad.
I may not let go.
Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into your TV guide, tonight's listing. Let's see what's on TV tonight. On NECN at 8 p.m. is Dateline, and also at 9 p.m. Dateline. On Channel 4, WBC, at 8 p.m., Young Sheldon. At 8:30, Man with a Plan. At 9 p.m., Mom. And at 9:30, Broke. On Channel 5, ABC, the Disney Family Sing-Along at 8 p.m. Then at 9:01 p.m., Station 19. On Fox, at 8 p.m., Last Man Standing. At 8:31 p.m., Last Man Standing. And at 9 p.m., Martial Samurai. On Channel 7, Family Feud at 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m., Family Feud, and then 7 News at 9 on Channel 7. On NBC, at 8 p.m., Superstore, 8:30, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, 9 p.m., Will and Grace, and 9:30, Debate. And that is a look at what's on TV this evening. And now let's go into entertainment news. In entertainment news, Cameron Diaz talks mom life for the first time in rare Instagram live video. Let's take a listen to that video from Entertainment Tonight.
He's like such an amazing father. I'm so lucky he's my baby's daddy. Like, he's so incredible.
Cameron Diaz is opening up about quarantine life with her hubby Benji Madden and their new baby.
I love being a mother. It's the best part of my life.
The actress joined her gal pal, Who What Wear CEO Catherine Power, on Instagram Live Tuesday. And she dished on how she's spending time with her man and their daughter, 3-month-old Radix, while in quarantine amid the coronavirus pandemic.
Well, I've kind of been living a quarantine life anyhow because I have a 3-month-old or 3.5-month-old.
Yes.
So my life has been completely like quiet and still for the last few months, and having, but I was able to have like all my friends over all of the time.
Right.
And now I don't see anybody.
But Cameron admits she kind of likes it.
I love it though. I love a bubble. It's so dope.
Yeah.
I love being like in the womb of my home and like with my family and with my husband and like cooking and
yes.
It's just so good. But at the same time, it's like crazy to think that you can't actually go out into the world if you wanted to right now.
The Lovebirds welcomed their little girl into the world on December 30th and shared the exciting news weeks later on Instagram. While the couple has always been pretty private, the 47-year-old couldn't help but fawn over mommyhood and her amazing husband.
I love being a mother. It's the best best part of my life that I couldn't even, like, I'm so grateful and so happy, and it's just the best thing ever, and I'm so lucky to get to do it with Benj, and we're just having the best time. It's so great. I'm just thrilled. I can't believe it.
Cute. As for how she's spending her time at home, well, it's relatable AF.
I'm either cleaning, cooking, or taking care of my baby. And usually all of it at the same time.
I'm sure all the mamas out there feel you, Cam.
Yes, I drink every night. It's my wind down for the day, where I go in after we've done bath time with our baby and put her down to sleep. Benj puts her to bed. He's so good. He's such an amazing father. I'm so lucky he's my baby's daddy. He's so incredible. So he puts her down, and I go into the kitchen and I start dinner. And I pour myself a nice glass of red wine, and I start my cooking. I put on my show, whatever it is.
And just like the rest of us, Cam's been deep cleaning her house, taking on one room at a time. And she's fighting the blues and worry about the state of the world by staying in the present and not letting herself overthink and get scared.
I stay present. I stay here in the here and now, what I can affect, what I can do on a daily basis to take care of myself, take care of my family. The furthest I think out is 2 weeks. So because right now to get anything into the house, it takes a couple of weeks to really get what you need.
Yeah.
Other than that, I am in the moment here, being so grateful that I am healthy.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this evening edition of Good Evening New Hampshire. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your evening. I'll see you back here next time for another edition of Good Evening New Hampshire. Goodbye, everyone.